There we go. We should be live. Okay, first live stream on Pro Cycling Manager in a while. We all know what happened to Teddy Pikachu. Basically nothing. I have been live streaming very little in the last couple of months in terms of PCM. Quite a bit of Zwift live streams, but I do want to get back into it going into the next year. But I want to start off by saying the following. I've had a pretty busy December in terms of doing stuff that was not on the channel yet or not on the channel at all. You might have noticed on Instagram mostly that I went to Belgium about a week and a half ago to compete in the Turbo Cross. For the people that don't know, it's basically a cyclocross race for influencers and TV and radio people in Belgium, and that was a really fun experience. So might have a piece of content coming in the next bit about that in the next couple of weeks, hopefully in the next week, but calm down. You might also be able to tell from my voice that ever since I got back from Belgium, I've been sick for the last 4 days, so great stuff. But I do feel like playing some Pro Cycling Manager, even though I'm not entirely healed yet. And the Pro Cycling Manager that we are going to play is not Teddy Pikachu. I see in the chat Teddy Pikachu or Riot. It's not happening, I'm afraid, because I got to do something else today, which is we got to play some Siroko for Endurance Career Mode on this live stream. And the reason is because I want to start off the third season as we launch the new year, 2026, and we're close to that next season, but there's a couple of small races that I don't really want to play on camera. For example, the Tour de Slovakia, then we've got Tour Langkawi, Lombardia, and Guangxi, so those last two are pretty interesting, but the first two not so much, and I reckon I want to do them on a live stream instead and just have some fun with you guys. That's the idea. The reason I haven't done much Teddy Pikachu, by the way, is mainly because I enjoy career mode a lot more than I enjoy pro cyclist mode, and I've been really into the Sirocco career mode recently because I feel like we're in a good place in terms of our team is growing, our team is looking like it's going to survive within World Tour. So let me show you here for a second the World Tour ranking. We finished La Vuelta last time, and as a consequence of that, we've moved up to 12th place in the UCI World Tour ranking, so good stuff. But by the way, welcome to the chat. Spuchlik, Ilya, Best Brennan, Christopher, how are you doing today? Everybody looking forward to the 2026 cycling season? It's coming very soon, so about 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a half until we start Santa Student Under, so can't wait to do that. But I was saying, we're looking very good when it comes to the World Tour ranking now, a gap of about 1,800 points on P18, but P19 was matter, so 1,700 points on the relegation zone. That is as perfect as it can be with about a month left in the career mode. I don't expect us to drop out of World Tour anymore, so I think we're pretty much safe, but I do want to finish a couple more races this season, but I will let chat decide. Hello, Aiden. So let's take a look at our schedule here for a second. On our schedule, we have, where do I even find the schedule these days? It's been so long since I played this game. So we've got Okolo Slovenska, we've got Langkawi, we've got Lombardia and Guangxi. I reckon we should play 2 of the 4 races. I've got a feeling most of you will want me to play Lombardia and Guangxi. What do you think, Chad? Which races should I ride of these 4? Because I gotta be honest, I'm not really feeling the World Championships. Maybe the World's Road. Maybe I might want to do the World Road Race, actually. I think we're playing with Czech Republic. Am I correct? Yes. And we've got Matthias Kopecki, also Vatsek, but we only care about the riders on Sirocco for Endurance, of course. Macaulay in chat says, started watching cyclocross this year. It's been amazing and filling the gap in the cycling viewing calendar. I gotta be honest, I don't watch cyclocross, but I did cyclocross for the first time last week myself, and I really enjoyed it. I'm genuinely going to do that again, so look forward to that. Ras Valentin in chat, hi Benji, hope you had a nice Christmas, you as well. Everybody Merry Christmas, and I already want to wish you a Happy New Year as well, because, yeah, it's the holiday season. It's also partially why I don't know, I felt pretty shit being sick in the last 3 days, but also I was happy to spend it with my family, you know? Hello Repilio, welcome to the chat. So, we're going to do a bunch of races, basically what I'm saying. Mostly Worlds, I think, road race I want to do, and Lombardia, but maybe I might do a couple of stages of Slovenska, whatever, depending on which riders we send to each race. I haven't decided, but That's what this live stream is for. No pressure, you know? Lots of emails that we don't really care about. Not at all, even. Final selection for the national team. Just accept that. Okay, we can't do that. It's a flat sprint, 170k. It's basically the Pluace parkour, so Kopetsky is going. Obviously, he's our rider. Except, there we go. Oh, time trial, can't forget that. Don't really care about this one. Kopetsky won't do that well in this. Except. Hello, Thomas Angelo. Welcome to the chat. Okay. Let's jump back in it, shall we? I'll just click continue and we'll start by selecting our team for Slovakia. For Slovakia, basically. Oh, God. So, this parkour is... Let's make sure you can see the entire parkour. Yes, you can. We've got 1K prologue, mountain stage, hilly parkour to flat finish, and 2 flat sprints. Even though that second last stage not completely flat, but should be flat enough for Yuri Leitao to be competitive. Hello, Simon. Welcome to the chat. I am going to take a look at the start list. It is rather doable, I think. Arno Deli is here, as you can see on the right top. Who else that we know about? Jaco is here, but don't care too much. Not that big of a deal. My team, we've got Leitao, but he's in worse form than Kopetsky, so why would I not send Kopetsky? Probably because he's very tired. Is that a correct assessment? I can't click on training. Okay, preparation. Tiredness. Slightly tired. Wait a second. Is the red bar the tiredness of Matthias Kopetsky? Bro, it's gone from 40% to 100% 15 times this year. Am I dumb or is this correct? This is the most tired rider I've ever seen in my life. This can't be right. That's crazy. Bro was extremely tired for most of the season. Like, let's take a look at Romeo for a second. That's that zero. I'm fucking stupid. Romeo. I swear this graph looked much different than a few weeks ago. You agree, right, chat? This graph was a lot lower in terms of tiredness for Romeo, like 2 career weeks ago, during the Vuelta. There is no way this rider was at 100%. This is a glitch, this is a bug. This is a mistake in the game. That's so funny. Anyway, I guess we'll never know what their actual tiredness is. Ay. Okay, so I am gonna pick Kopetsky. Even though, to be honest, who the fuck cares who goes to this race? I will take Schwarzbacher. Matthew Fox can stay home because he's basically useless for our team. Alvarez is part of the lead out. Gonçalo Tavares can be climbing Domestique. Gomes Lopez as well. Unai Ramos with 75 mountain stat. I do like that, but he's got like 59 prologue. What's Romeo looking like? I swear this is the Romeo career mode at this point, because I'm sending the dude to every race. He's still very tired, but what if I just send him to ride a 1 kilometer prologue? Can't be too difficult, right? Romeo, I'm sorry, buddy, but gotta work a little bit more. We're sending you to Tour de Slovakia for some reason. Why not? -2 race day condition. The question is, can he still win a 1.8 kilometer time trial with that? I think he can. I genuinely think he can. So, well, we'll do this squad. Why not? Just to jump in. It's the end of the season. Who cares if this guy is very tired by Lombardia or something? I don't care. So let's jump into this race and get this one started. Okay. This is rather dark. Okay, that's changing. Nice. I can finally see my riders. Okay, so times 8 for a little bit, I reckon. Because our rider, Romeo, is in 118 riders. Oof. That's a long while. That's a very long while. Who else in my team can time trial? Tavares gone. Schwarzbacher maybe a little bit of a prologue stat. Ramos gone. Kopechki maybe. I don't actually remember. Alvarez has a bit of a prologue stat, I reckon. So I'll try on Schwarzbacher to do a bit of an okay time trial right now. Let's go to our man. He's about to begin. It's a 1.8 kilometer time trial, so I reckon it's above 90. It's testing. I don't remember how to do a 1.8 kilometer time trial, so let's start on like 90, 93, something like that, 92. That's too much. It's all about the red bar on this, I think. So 89. Let's drop it back down, up to 91 again, 90, all the way to the finish, buddy, all the way to the finish, 91. There we go. First time. So not ideal because we've got some red bar left, as you can see on the left top, but it's not the worst time trial ever. So I reckon that's roughly the strategy, you know? Ranga in chat says, Benji, target the KOM jersey in the stage. Come on, man. Have some confidence in your boy. I feel like we're going for GC in this, no? Like, who's here? I already forgot. Hello, Pavel. CX Pro. I wouldn't classify myself as a CX Pro. I am going to make a video on the Turbo Cross because that was really fun, though. Like, it's not the best performance in human history, what I showed there, but that's irrelevant. Because it's all about the spectacle, you know? Every now and then, because I'm sick, I said at the start of this live stream, I'm going to be sneezing in a tissue here, so give me a second. Okay, let's times 8. It's only like a silly cold, so it's the worst part is already over. I did find a new hobby in the last couple of weeks. Well, in the last week technically. You can't see it right now. I'll pop it open on my phone actually. Let's see if I can find it. I bought something and I built it last week. I'm not sure you can see it well. There we go. Some of you might recognize that. That is the Barad-dûr Tower of Lord of the Rings, which is the tower in Mordor. Yes, I'm a Lord of the Rings fanboy, but I bought it in Lego and I built it last week and it looks fucking fire there, but you can't see it on camera, I'm afraid. So I feel like I'm getting into Lego again, which, holy shit, I'm 28. I shouldn't be doing that, but I loved it as a kid, Lego Star Wars, so I saw Lego Lord of Rings and I was like, I have to do this. I just have to. I should make a video of me making a fucking Lego set, a live stream. I have like 3 viewers. The 3 Lord of the Rings fans in chat. Anyway, let's get to Romeo because I reckon we should be able to win this regardless of his terrible form, you know? I swear nobody's beating Matthias Schwarzbacher at this point. Did we even have to bring Romeo? Because Schwarzbacher is winning this at this point. That's crazy, by the way. Okay, 15 riders to go. That's when our big boy starts. If Schwarzbacher is still first when Romeo has to launch, then I'm really going to start to question whether I should have picked Romeo for this race to begin with, because this prologue is why I brought him. But Schwarzbacher is literally winning this prologue at the moment. There we go, 3 more riders. It is time. Into the 90s, and let's get this party started, shall we? Ivan Romeo. Let's refresh this so we can actually see his name card. 91. Let's drop it to 90 because we're spending too much red. -1 on a day, so 75 time trial. That should still be enough. 92. 90 again to the finish, and Romeo by 6 seconds on Van Sint Maartensdijk. So Schwarzbacher is not second place, which means that it was a good idea to bring my man. I don't know who else is going to start now. We've got Van Zevenhond, Arnaud Delis, and that's the last rider. So I think we've got ourselves a Dubski. There we go. Ivan Romeo on the podium. That is fantastic. By 6 seconds, he wins a 1.8 kilometer prologue in the Tour of Slovakia, one of the most prestigious races on the calendar. Like, genuinely, when I was dreaming of becoming a cyclist as a kid, which never happened, but hypothetically, I was not dreaming about the Tour de France. I was dreaming of this right here. This right here, the Tour of Slovakia. And our man has done it. Ivan Romeo. That's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Fast and far. These races are completely irrelevant for our team, but I'll happily take a couple of victories here. Anyway. Next stage is a mountain stage. So I think if we win that, or if we defend our GC there, then we should be good for the overall GC in this race. Ivan Sosa. That's a name I haven't heard in a long while. Laris Kraps in second place. Well, in terms of favoritism at least. Unai Ramos third, and Romeo is 9th favorite. But to be honest, Sosa's pretty good, but it's not the craziest climb. So I reckon that we should be able to protect Ivan Romeo's leader's jersey unless he has a terrible day, you know? So let's jump in. Gary in chat says, I can still remember being sat in the cinema waiting for the fellowship to start in December 2001. That's crazy. I was 4, mate, in that year. I was literally 4 years old. I got into Lord of the Rings quite early as a kid. I swear I watched those movies so many times. I read the books quite late, though. Because I was born in Belgium, so I spoke Dutch. In the northern part of Belgium, Flemish. But actually only started reading books out of pleasure, not out of being forced at school, in English, with The Hobbit being my first one, and then eventually I turned over into the Lord of the Rings books as well. Really enjoyed it. Romeo with a -2 on the day. Oh, 72 mountain. That's horrendous. Lots of riders trying to go in the break. This is a gigantic breakaway. Should I be in it? Usually when you ask that question, you should be. So maybe I should try and get in this breakaway with someone. I'm probably too late to do so at this point. Yeah, we'll just wing it. We'll see what happens, shall we? Why not? Now, I was watching... Well, we're rewatching the Lord of the Rings movies with my family-in-law. And we started watching Two Towers yesterday evening. So I can't wait to continue watching that tonight. But also, I think the movies were one thing, but I think one of the other reasons that I really was into it was because of the Battle for Middle-earth video games. For the people that don't know those are like strategy games based in Lord of the Rings world, and I gotta say, those two games were my childhood. The break has 17 minutes. Chat, this is why I need you. Pavel, you say you have to pace? You're right. Tavares, get to the front, buddy. We're going to have to do something here. Otherwise, we're doomed. There we go. 85 is a bit much, so let's do 70. Let's not exaggerate. This is horrible. I should have gone in the break. I literally should have gone in the break. Ras Valentina says, what time would you say is too much to give the breakaway? The gap is 18 minutes, and I can conclude that is too much. I think we're doomed. But I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to try and catch it. Tavares is climby boy, so actually I should probably get a flat boy to pace first. Let's get over this climb with Alvarez instead. Drop it down to 65 on Tavares over the top, and Alvarez takes over. There we go. 85 in the downhill. Gap is still 18 minutes and a half, so this is... I'm cooked. I'm completely cooked. I'll put my boy Lopez towards the front as well, but I'll first work on Alvarez. He can do the pacing first. I'm trying to look at the flat stat. That's what I'm trying to look at. I think I should use Kopechki as well, to be honest. I think I really need to hammer the climb itself. Gap is down to 16 minutes, so whatever I'm doing, it's working, but we are cooking Alvarez in the process. Kopetsky as well. Can I get them over the top? What if I drop with Alvarez right now? Can he hold on over the top? He can. There we go. Get back to the front in the downhill. Kopetsky recover. Alvarez recover as well, I guess. Move towards the front. Yeah, I'm playing at like ×8. My bad, guys. My bad. Trying to salvage what we have done. 15 minutes of the gap with 70 kilometers to go. So, Lemmy is cooked. I am going to keep on pacing right now on 85 because we're pacing on 75 right now with Gomez Lopez, which is not ideal. Let's up that guy to 85 and let's bring in Schwarzbacher as well. Tavares on 8. Just everybody on 85. Come on, guys. Why not? Ramos. Ramos is better than Romeo, but 27 seconds behind in GC. I reckon I'll go for Romeo anyway. Gap is down to 13 minutes. We are spending lots of riders doing so. Enigel on Gomez Lopez on this climbing section, but we've got a downhill to come. Alvarez is about to drop from the peloton with lots of other people, but hey, that's life. Goodbye, my friend. He's gone. Kopetsky is on his last legs. Gap is down to 12 minutes. It's not over, guys. Not over, chat. It's not over, okay? Tavares. There we go. Schwarzbacher is on 85 as well. I'm cooked. I'm so cooked, chat. I'm so cooked. I'm racing the Tour of Slovakia. An irrelevant race for us, so it's not that big of a deal if I lose time here, but I felt like riding it on a live stream instead of not riding it on a video at all. In an ideal world, I can get Schwarzbacher to ride until the start of the big climb and then just fucking go, you know? And just drop everybody. That is so naive. As if I'm going to be able to drop everybody. Ramos can get water. Schwarzbacher is going to get over the top of this small hill. That should be possible. Tavares and Kopetsky are basically dropped. Let's put them on automatic. Simon is saying in chat, it's over, accept your faith. It is over, okay? What do you want me to say? We're 11 minutes behind with 40 kilometers to go. Oh, no. Problem. Anyway, 11 minutes. Oh. Like, is the brake at least falling apart? Can we look at that? There's a couple riders dropping, but it's still 15 riders together with each other. Oh, Arnaud Tondon is in here somewhere. I can't find him anymore. I swear he was here. Am I blind? Where is he? Ah, there he is. That guy's not bad. I swear he rode for like Tudor back in the day. Anyway, Schwarzbacher goes 85 to the foot of the next climb. Is that dumb? Maybe. Let's do 78. Hey, we might as well just go for KOM now. We probably won't even win that because the brake's been taking all the points, but let me dream. Climb is coming. Energy shell on Schwarzbacher. He can go on 95. Quick Step's now pacing. Bro. Why are you pacing now? I needed you 70 kilometers ago. Schwarzbacher, stop. Fuck it, we're going. We're just going. I'm just going. I'm sorry. And now they're going to pace behind me or what? Now the peloton's going to be like, oh, la, 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 dangerous person off the front. Why is Ramos not protecting? Why is Ramos not protecting Romeo? What's your problem, Ramos? Brother, you have one job. It's protecting Romeo. I'm cooked. I'm going to let the peloton... I'm cooked. I'm just cooked. What if I attack with Ramos? What happens then? Who's going to pace that? Quick Step, really? Really, bro? Oy. At this point, I'm just trying to make Quick Step pace. I guess we're attacking with Ramos. I don't know if this was the plan, but I'm doing it. Just staying in the peloton. If you guys want to get any closer, then you're going to have to do it yourself. We've got an attack by Paul Marti attacking towards Ramos. Try to regen in the descent with Romeo towards full yellow. We're going to need it on the final climb. This is such a waste of a stage, by the way. We're just forcing this group to keep pacing, but the gap is still 9 minutes to the front of the race, so we're cooked. It's also not the hardest climb, by the way. It's like an easy climb. Mamma mia, this was terrible. I'm going to times 8 it to the foot of the last climb because this is over. Quick step spacing. Irrelevant. 7 minutes 30. Climb is starting. 6K. So let's try and... Energy Shell. Why not? Why not? Who do they have again? Van Sevenan and Cataneo. Those are pretty good climbers, actually. Victor Lafay as well. Romeo off to the front. We've got Elkov also pacing. I'm waiting for my energy gel to be triggered. 7 minutes to the front of the race. Quick step still pacing. We've got Lars Krabs on the right of the road. I'm going to try and follow him. I know I'm not actually in his wheel, but... Bro, Nox is right in my wheel. Let's try and bridge towards him now. Let's try and work together or something. I've got no red, so this is stupid. I'm still in the group. So what was that, Benji? What was that? Lafay is moving forward. I'm going to times 8 this. This is over. This is completely over. I'm just going to stay in the group for the rest of my life. And the stage is over. Lucas Janssens from the breakaway wins. We finish on P17 on 17 decades. Nice. What a waste of a stage. Horrible. Did I have fun at the Turbocross? Yes, I did. It was really fun. It was a really fun experience. I'm going to have a video about it somewhere in the next week. I think Rob is also making a video on his channel. But I don't know the time at which his video will release, of course. Robin Chat says, go in the break in the next stage with Romeo. That was indeed the plan, but I think it's a flat stage, so I don't think it's going to work out because the sprinter teams will be pacing. Nice. We lost an unlosable stage, basically. If I looked after the breakaway, we couldn't have lost that. My bad. Should have been in the breakaway, then someone else would have chased, I reckon. Anyway, it's still Slovakia. It's not that big of a deal. Ooh, that is harder than I expected. I reckon the Romeo breakaway is not impossible here. Although I do think it's going to be Lotto and so full of controlling. Guess we'll find out. Hopefully it's not Lotto and hopefully it's down to the Lucas Janssens character with Diftar, whatever that team is, to control the breakaway. Let's try and jump in. Was Rick Zabel in the same race? No, he was in the pro category. I was in the quote-unquote celebrity category, but I wouldn't exactly classify myself as that. Just a friendly neighborhood PCM YouTuber. Let's see what happens here. Do you believe in our chances, chat? I don't. Like, I can genuinely win this race from the peloton with Kopetsky. So that's my secondary option. But I reckon Alvarez with Romeo is my first attack duo. Ideally with someone else. Can I get the rest of the squad to the front as well? That is good. 185. Minus today again on this man. So that's not great. There goes the move. Get in the wheel of Alvarez. And keep pacing on 85. Alvarez, there we go. In the breakaway, we've got Volter with us. Tyler Arm. Right Arm is his name. Robin Orens is now at the front of the peloton, so that's okay. Can I get Tavares and Ramos also in the breakaway on the right? Find a gap, find a gap, find a gap. Oh, come on. There we go. 85. What's Robin Orens thinking? He's thinking nothing. Schwarzbacher, buddy, this is your time. Lopez, get to the wheel, get to the wheel, get to the wheel. Let's not pace. That would be stupid. And there comes the attack. And into the breakaway. Team attack, let's go. We've got bar spacing. Ooh, what do I do? So when these guys attack, it was too much. Is this enough to stay away from the peloton? Or can I just outride the Diftar team? That's also a possibility. I'll try and drop back Gomez Lopez and see what that does. And obviously not right. They do stop pacing now, so this is good. That was a good strat. Alvarez needs to stop pacing and go 70 in this breakaway instead. Tavares keeps on pacing Schwarzbacher as well and trying from this breakaway. In the peloton, Bas is not pacing. Bas is actually Dutch for boss, so I'm glad the boss is not pacing behind us. This is looking pretty okay, actually. I don't expect the peloton to allow the gap to be gigantic, and Lotto seems to be helping this other team, which actually is not in my favor. I should be relaying with this dude instead of doing all the work myself. So Kopetsky in the peloton as backup. Gomez Lopez can protect him. These boys are at the front, so let's try and use Tavares to protect Romeo. Alvarez can do the pacing. Ramos can stay in there. Schwarzbacher can join up and recover. There we go. But now the first KOM starts, and it's not the biggest climb, so I hope I can get Tavares and Schwarzbacher over the top. Let's hope so. 2 minutes 40 to the peloton, so the gap is not significant. Then it is the team of Diftar that's trying to control for their leader, Lucas Janssens. Let's just try and get ourselves over the top and recover. That's all that matters. Let's do 75 because Schwarzbacher is still looking pretty solid. That is perfect. Over the top on 85. Can I afford to do that? And these fuckers are attacking me because of KOM. I always keep forgetting about everybody wants to attack you, you know? There we go. We're dropping my own riders. That's not brilliant. Get back to the group, buddy. There we go. Come on, team. Roll up. Get back to the front. Gap is over 3 minutes 20 now to the peloton. But I need to try and recover the yellow bar on literally everybody here. So let's drop it down to 65 on Alvarez. Let's try and relay with the rest of the boys. Schwarzbacher and Tavares try and reclaim their yellow bar. This is looking pretty solid. Plenty of climbing as well, so plenty of terrain where the peloton will struggle to keep the gap low if I push on the climbs. Want to start at keeping it at 3 minutes, but then once they actually start pacing, I'm going to hammer it in the breakaway. Let's up it towards 70. Let's try and make sure we actually can sustain the gap here. How are you feeling, Chad? Well, do you believe in our chances, or am I cooking up something really sour here? What are your thoughts? Climb incoming. Gap is 2 minutes 47. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. I want to get Alvarez over this climb, but I also feel like 75 should be doable. I am pushing the tempo a little bit if I do that. My breakaway companions are actually pretty solid climbers, so that's a W. 2 minute 37, it's Van der Veen pacing. I swear this kid from Diftar looks a lot like the old school Roompot kid. If you remember that, maybe Pro Conti or Conti team from the Netherlands back in the day where Groenewegen was riding. 3K to the top. Let's get everybody in the wheel here. And make sure that if someone attacks that, we are in the wheel. 3 minutes 25. 85 over the top. Alvarez, you can do it. Trying to expand the gap on the steep section. 3 minutes 40. Oren's from Lotto is really pacing. That's a sad day. Volter is attacking. I forgot about the KOM points again. I don't care about the KOM points. It's more that I get dropped every time, which really sucks. Let's get over the top on 85, and let's take over now with Tavares. I should do Schwarzbacher, to be honest. Like, he has a good lead out, but he's also cooked. Let's get Alvarez to protect our man, and Schwarzbacher can be the one pacing. Gap is 28 seconds, so we'll get back to the front pretty easily. I don't want to go 85 here. Let's do 75. Gap is 4 minutes and 30 seconds to the peloton, led by Orens very slowly now. So let's try and take some lengths here. 85 on Schwarzbacher in this downhill segment. That's too much. Let's do 75. 5 minutes 20. Gap is expanding. There we go. And now they're pacing with a 5 minute 25 gap. On the climbs, they're really weak, this team. So that's where we can make proper gaps. Schwarzbacher onto this climb on 85. There we go. Try and really hammer it here. And now they're really pushing again because it's KOM point. Just going to go 90 to the top and drop it back to 85 over the top. There we go. Alvarez can protect the Romeo again. Schwarzbacher can keep on pushing on 85 to try and catch up with the leftover breakaway guys. I really feel like the breakaway attack dynamic is really unrealistic because in real life, the entire breakaway doesn't just start attacking every KOM. So, I don't know. I think it's a very unrealistic system, and the game kind of expects you to be watching the breakaway every KOM point, which kind of logical, but also you shouldn't have to be still in the breakaway. There should be a portion of the breakaway that just doesn't go for the breakaway, you know? For the KOM points. 5 minutes 30, but Schwarzbacher is getting cooked. I'm hoping that relaying with these boys in this flat section can help, but I feel like they're able to keep it at 5 minutes at the moment, which is a bit of a bummer. They are pushing a lot though, so I'm hoping that they're burning through their riders, even though it's still Van der Veen pacing. These riders are not as bad as they look, you know? Well, they're actually not that good, but I was trying to give them a bit of credit. So Gomez, Lopez, and Kopetsky in the peloton is backup. That is okay. Small KOM point incoming, so we got to make sure we don't get dropped there. Can I move it up to 80? I'll probably burn through Schwarzbacher a bit too much if I do that. What if I start pacing on Alvarez again and just protect Romeo with Schwarzbacher? Is that going to replenish Schwarzbacher a bit? Apparently not really. Swap it down to 75 on this man. On to the climb. 4 minutes 40, so let's do 85. Schwarzbacher, let's see if he can survive. Come on, boy, hold on, hold on. 300 meters to the top. There we go. That is good. And right as you top the climb, you can get some water for the squad as well. That's going to be a mistake. He's going to be dropped. He's not dropped. That is good. Okay, so we've still got Ramos and Tavares looking good, but the gap towards the peloton is 4 minutes 30, and the sad part is that it is Lotto helping. With Lotto helping, it's going to be really difficult to keep them behind, especially because the stage really fits the lead, you know? So they want that stage win. Oh, Jesus. So, Tavares will have to take over now on 75-ish. I'll use Alvarez to protect again, and Gel because he's basically done for anyway. I'll use Schwarzbacher to protect Tavares to do something for a little bit on this next climb. 4 minutes 20, I think this break is cooked, to be honest. 90 kilometers still to go. Whoa. I can't do this with the squad. Schwarzbacher's dropped. These guys are attacking again. They're going to cook themselves as well, you know? Like, They're not being very useful for me as breakaway companions if they attack me on the climbs at the foot of the climb, you know? Don't feel like going 85 pacing just to catch them. Alvarez is dropped. Logan Curry's now pacing, so a pretty strong rider. The benefit could be that if... we've got some people attacking. If these guys bridge to the breakaway, then we've got some more companions. I wouldn't mind that. Like, I would actually be very welcoming to that. Tavares, just keep doing your own tempo over the top here on 85 on the steep section. Gap towards the peloton is 3 minutes from my group, but it's a minute to the front of the race. So these guys are trying their absolute best to drop me at the front. Like, you do know you need me, right? Breakaway guys? You do know you need me. Like, what is their plan? Nobody knows. Just fighting for KOM points. Congrats, guys. Losing gaps to the peloton. I think if Lotto was not pacing and it was only the Dutch team, then we could have made it. But considering the Lotto team is also pacing, I think we're cooked with this break. Over the top. 85 relay is fine. It's downhill, so we should still recover a bit. 3 minutes on the peloton where more people are trying to attack away, which is Tsarenko and Sosa. Okay. Bro's also on 6 minutes in GC after they didn't pace in the last stage. Curry still pacing. Come on, Tavares. Slowly but surely on 75, bring back the group. 76k towards the finish, so still a while to go. Gap is 4 minutes 20. We're catching the front of the race again. Okay, so obviously, like, look at the right top. These guys in the break don't want to pace on 75 because they're cooked. Actually, they are pacing on 75. Got to give them credit where they're due, but yeah. Gap is down to 3 minutes 30. The peloton is just devouring the gap at the moment. Who's getting dropped? Jelte Krijnsen. We've got one of the dudes from Diftar is dropped. Baas, the one that was pacing at the start. Schwarzbacher off the back. Van der Veen also dropped, so another Diftar guy. This dude is dead, I think. Probably crashed and just abandoned. Sad day for him. Yeah, withdrawal. The two guys who are Sosa and Tsarenko are closing the gap slowly but surely, so that is interesting. Logan Curry still pacing. When is he going to be done? Come on. We need that man to lose energy. And we need these Diftar guys to disappear. But then Lars Krabs is ready, but he's got Dali as well. They've also got Orens, but I feel like he's more tired. Honestly, if Curry's gone, this might work out. Maybe. We're over the top of the next climb, trying to catch up with the break again, because they once again dropped me at the KOM points. There we go, 34 seconds is the gap. I should be able to close that quite easily. 3 minutes 40 at 60 kilometers to go, so it's not looking too bright at the moment. Just keep on pacing 75, Tavares. Keep on doing what you're doing. Ramos should be protecting Romeo. I should be putting everybody else on automatic. And Lopez can get... Oh, I misclicked there. And Lopez can get water for Kopetsky. Tavares is 40 seconds behind the front of the race. This gap is not closing as fast as I was hoping. Gonna have to start using Ramos. But to be honest, we're gonna have to go with Ramos anyway on the next climb, because otherwise we can't sustain the 3 minute gap to the 2 minutes 20 gap to the peloton even. It's not even that big. Let's try and stay in the wheel of Tavares as long as possible. Still 38 seconds is the gap. Ramos is ready to take over though. 50 kilometers to go. 30 seconds is the gap. And let's get ready right now. Tavares can protect Romeo in the wheel. Not for long because he's almost done for. Ramos on 80, not 85. I can't overdo it. Gap is 2 minutes to the peloton. Oh, mamma mia. Curry's still pacing, by the way. Like, this guy, he's done. He's done for. And now, Maletsky comes to the front, but is not pacing. 85, Ramos. 85. This is our moment. This is what I was waiting for Logan Curry to be out. Lars Krab starts pacing. Lars Krabs, my boy, you're a podium favorite for the stage. Be selfish for once. Don't look after the Lee. Oh, and now Perani's all... Q46.5 is also starting to pace. There was hope, and now the hope is gone. Completely gone. Anyway, we can get over this climb and recover over the top. Romeo and the wheel of Ramos. We've got 2 minutes 17 on the peloton. Can I attack with Gomez Lopez from the peloton to the breakaway? I don't know. Pirani's pacing like crazy on this climb. Holy fuck. Come on. Ramos keep on pushing 85. 1 minute 30, 1 minute 25. Look at this lead out. What are they doing? Ay, ay, ay. Kral is now pacing. 1 minute is the gap over the top. Come on, boys. Let's do 90. Let's do 90. Kopetsky is still in the group behind, so that's good. Barely, though. He's kind of suffering. How is that Lucas Janssen, guys? Well, he's actually a pretty good rider. Keep on pacing over the top. Gap is still 50 seconds. I think I'm cooked, by the way, with this break. Just to be clear, I don't think we have a chance, but hey, we might as well YOLO until we are definitely done for. Let's start relaying with Romeo as well to make sure Ramos lasts a little bit longer. Maybe recover with Ramos in the descent right now. There we go. Let's work together. 48 seconds. We've got Kral pacing again. Bro, you've got 60 mountain. You should be dropped already. Get out. At least I've got Kopetsky. Guess that's something. .48 seconds, so this break is getting caught. Should I drop back Romeo and go for the sprint with Kopetsky, or should I keep trying? I think I should keep trying, you know, for the panache. Even though 40 seconds is definitely getting caught. Cataneo's now pacing. Come on, guys. Everybody's working together against me. Everybody. I think I have to give up. I think I have to drop Romeo back. Let's see what happens for... Yeah, I'll drop Romeo back. I'm sorry, this is not happening. So, Ramos can stay in that breakaway, make it as hard as possible for the peloton to come back, but Romeo is going to wait and is going to lead out Kopetsky, if possible. If he's got the energy for it, Romeo, then I'll do that. Back in the peloton. Let's get our train up and running soon. There we go. Ramos, just keep on rolling with Ola Tyler. Okay. 24 kilometers to go. Maletsky's still pacing. I swear half the peloton decided to work against me today. They should have all been in the breakaway, to be honest. But I had some fun. That's the most important part. But now actually the most important part is that we get a result after this. So let's try and make sure that still happens. They're still pacing. So they've got these blinds on like a horse. Are they going for an intermediate sprint lead out? Kind of can't tell. There we go. They are going for the intermediate sprint. So let's sit up and go 65 in the group. Replenish as much energy as possible with Romeo, or at least don't spend as much. 5 kilometers to the next intermediate sprint. 80 people in the peloton. I think I've got enough riders for the lead out. Well, I've got 3 riders, so that's a lie, but... Hello, Clap My Dog. Hope you had a nice Christmas as well. Also, don't clap your dog. Whatever that means. We've got attacks. The leaf following, etc. Did not anticipate that. That's kind of sad because that means I might have to control. I hope other teams do that for me. Q46.5 and Lonardi are doing so. Actually, that's for the intermediate sprint. Never mind. Forgot. 10 kilometers to go. We've got move by Van Zevenand and Pridal. Let's move it up to 67. Come on, guys. Someone's going to close that down, right? Am I really going to lose because no one else wants to pace? 8 kilometers, I might as well start pacing myself. But the gap is there. It's 40 seconds. That's not tiny, by the way. 6.5 kilometers to go. Other lead-outs are being set up. Energy Shell on Romeo. 99 on Romeo as well. We need to find a way to catch this breakaway move or something. Let's do 99 on Lopez. Energy Shell on Kopetsky. I think this attack wins, by the way. The guys that are away. Gomez Lopez is already done for. That's devastating. Let's do 96 then on Romeo. Yeah, those breakaway riders are winning. Kopetsky is going pretty soon after this corner. It's way too early, by the way. Can I switch to the wheel of Schmidlov or something? There we go. Let's move to the wheel of... I think I'll go because there's a corner right there. So who's the winner? Let's take a look. Oh, wait. Those are not breakaway riders. I thought those were breakaway. Kopetsky's so slow today as well. Zutelin wins. Pridal comes in second. And we finish whatever. Like 10th. We got a top 10, boys. At the Tour of Slovakia Stage 3. We always wanted this. Always. I've been dreaming of this moment. What a race. We really threw this race by giving it to the breakaway on Stage 2. Mistakes were made. Let's see what's up next. I think it's 2 sprint stages. We're now 12th in GC, so we managed to drop someone somehow. 10th on a stage is useless. This is also really silly. We got points with 4 riders today for KOM. Okay, so let's take a look, shall we? Flat sprint. What do you think, Chad? Do we ride? We should ride it. We're second favorite. It's going to be a times 8 until the last 10 kilometers, though. So not the most intriguing stage to watch. Bubba Jones in chat asks, Benji, when's the next Zwift vid? I'll be honest, right now I've got basically maybe 1.5 videos recorded, which is, one of them is a Zwift video, but I haven't started editing it yet, so I'm not sure I'll be able to get it out within the next week. Then also a Turbocross video that I'd like to release this week before the new year. So I've got 3 days, basically. I'm going to try and post the next Siroko video, the actual video, on the 3rd of January. That's my aim. I think that's a nice day to start it off again. But the next Zwift video, I don't know. It's probably not in the next week, if I'm really honest. We've got a -1 on Romeo, but that's irrelevant. +1 on Kopetsky, 76. So it's him versus the Lee. Let's protect Kopetsky with Ramos. And times 8 until the last, like, 10 kilometers. Also, my boys are a bit too much towards the front of the peloton. A bit too much in the wind. So let's drop that back 2 rows. There we go. Bubba Jones says, you're not going to get any better than the Slovakia top 10. Mate, I'm going to go for P9 today. I should be able to podium this sprint. I'm sorry. Like, who the fuck is here? Lotto has 4 riders. And they managed to control my breakaway the other day. That's pretty sad. Lonardi's an okay sprinter. What's his stat? 75. Smirnov has like 72, 73, I guess. Timo de Jong, 71. Luka Mezgets has 71. Blake Quick has 73. I don't know. We should be able to podium this. Thank you very much for the compliment, Clap My Dog. I do want to have a great year in 2026 in terms of on the bike. I want to get my best fitness level ever, which I'm pretty close to be honest. I think I'm going to break that in the next month. But I also want to have a good year of not having moments where I don't ride as much for 2 months or something. I want to have consistent exercising in my life next year. So videos about Zwift, cycling, etc. as well. I would aim for 2 cycling videos per month. Then lots of BCM content and maybe Velo Victory content as well, depending on how good the game is when it releases. And also, I want to talk a bit more about real-life cycling as well in 2026 on my channel. So, might do a bit of Fantasy League stuff. And Epilio asks, how much more time do you plan on streaming today? It's now 5 p.m. in the UK. I reckon maximum another hour. So, max another hour, at least another half an hour. I think I want to finish Slovakia, maybe do World's Road Race or something. I think that would be nice to finish off on. And Thomas in chat asks, are you still doing Teddy Pikachu? The real answer is, I'm truly honest, I don't know. The problem is that I've got so much other content that I enjoy doing a little bit more, which is Siroko career mode right now. And also Zwift content, indoor-outdoor cycling content that Teddy Pikachu live streams. I said it in the first live stream of the Pro Cyclist, was always going to be like the add-on, the extra. I was hoping to have done a little bit more though. Maybe I'll continue somewhere in the next month. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Mantorp in chat says Teddy was caught doping, yo. Maybe he was. Who knows? Bro did a Lascano. 38 kilometers to go. Let's get some water with Ramos. To be honest, the way Teddy Pikachu got really good really fast, it is kind of suspicious. Let's be honest. I also, in 2026, I also feel like live streaming other stuff than cycling related stuff, but that's going to be really controversial on my channel, I feel like. So I'm contemplating whether I need to do that on Twitch or on a second channel, or, but then again, if I do it on a second channel, then nobody's going to watch because I've got no following on that second channel, so I kind of want to do it here. I really don't know what the solution is. So if you got any ideas, shout it at me. 26 kilometers to go. So Kopetsky in the wheel of Schwarzbacher and Schwarzbacher in the wheel of Romeo, I guess. 73 flat stat. Alvarez is 73 as well. So I reckon it's going for Alvarez as third last man. And that's the 4 riders we need for our lead out, I think. Don't really feel like going for a 5-man train on this one. Even though let's use Tavares. Why not? Let's put the rest on 99 in terms of effort already. Mantorp says Minecraft comeback. Yeah, like Ludwig, I'll get into Minecraft speedrunning. Baba Jones asks, Benji, what type of music to listen to? Actually, a very odd answer, perhaps. I'm very much into like movie soundtracks and stuff. I'm not really the type of music listener that really listens to the music that most people listen to. I don't know. It's because I've never been the guy that just sits and listens to music. I've always been the person that does something, and in the meanwhile, there's background music. That make any sense? And while I'm riding on my bike, for example, while I'm Zwifting, then movie soundtrack music or like soundtrack of Arcane, Netflix show, really fucking good for that. But also, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what other music I listen to. I generally couldn't tell you. 11 kilometers to go, so let's up it to 90. Let's get into a good position here. Let's do 99 on my boy Schwarzbacher as well. Energy Shell on Romeo. We're looking okay. Oh, forgot to click the Energy Shell button. It's not very smart. Eight kilometers to go, so I can go 90. Ooh, that's too much. Let's go back to 93. What's happening? What did Durbridge just do? What was that for a sprint? Bro was flying. Maybe I underrated downhill, but my position is getting fixed right now. Tavares out of the way. Energy Shell on the next two riders. Not ideal, but we are cooking something up, I think. Let's keep this up. Let's keep this up. It's slightly downhill, so I can actually go early right now. Let's go with Alvarez right now. I will do Energy Shell too late on my man. 2.9 kilometers to go. Let's sprint with Alvarez. Is that dumb? I'm doing it anyway. I'm happy with it as well. Schwarzbacher goes right now. Kopetzky in the wheel looking fantastic. He will launch right now in the last kilometer. Kopetzky on the left side of the road. The Lee is nowhere to be seen. Krejci versus Kopetzky. Come on, my boy. The Lee's coming on the right, but there we go. Matthias Kopetzky takes the W. That is what we're talking about. That is a victory. Beautiful. Awesome. Woo! Oh. After all the shit performances we've had in this video, our second stage win. And I gotta say, a sprint win feels a lot better than a 1.8 kilometer prologue. Then again, it's a tour of Slovakia, so nobody actually cares. So, Matthias Kopetzky on the podium with a victory. That is nice. I think that's his first non-World Tour victory for our team, which, that is insane. We gave him such a hard schedule. Okay, so GC is still in 12th spot, don't care. We beat Arnaud de Lee, Moritz Krejci, 70 sprints, so it's actually pretty logical we beat Dagger, and de Lee was in a terrible position, so that's good. I'm happy about that. Let's take a look at the final stage. I think it's also a sprint stage. Thanks, Jamie. Really appreciate it. I really enjoyed the Turbo Cross. You're going to see it in my video about it. I overcame a couple of fears going into that event. By the way, second favorite once again, same story, so let's jump in. For the people that don't know what I'm talking about, when I talk about Turbo Cross, it's a Belgian YouTuber, Average Rob. Pretty well-known guy. I think he's got like 500, 600k subscribers, I think. He hosted a real-life cyclocross game in real life. Cyclocross race in real life. But for influencers, TV, and radio people. It's a massive event in Belgium. If he posts a video next week, it's probably going to have like 600k viewers. So it's pretty big here. And I was invited to compete in that CX event. And it was really fun. I'll have a video about it soon. I need to cough really badly. Ouch, that hurt. Anyway, completely flat stage. Let's select my boys. Get ourselves roughly to the front, but not entirely. 153 kilometers. And I will get Ramos, I think, to protect Kopetzky with a 0 day. So that is 75 sprint only. Okay. Let's do times 8. So, let's take a look, shall we? We've got slightly uphill sprint. Yeah, kind of. Doesn't matter too much, I think. I think it's like 3%, maybe 2%. Bubba Jones in chat asks, do you guys use pro cycling stats? And if so, who did y'all vote for the favorite 500? I use pro cycling stats every now and then, but I can't be fucked voting for that favorite 500 crap. It's probably a cool thing for the people that use the website a lot. So no disrespect to their main audience, but I'm terrible at making favorite lists. I was gonna say I'm terrible at making lists, but it's not exactly an advertisement for my Grand Tour tier lists, is it? And I think most of you agree that I'm terrible at making those lists. And Thomas asked, have you been watching cyclocross this season? I have not. It's like when I get to the off season, I'm kind of like, okay, I've had a lot of cycling this year. The Vuelta is always like a bit of a struggle to go through sometimes because the season is long. And then after the Vuelta, I just fall into this gap of like, I'm not sure I can watch that much cycling in the next 2 months. So I kind of need the off season, if that makes sense. BCM feels kind of outside of that because it's like my own world that I create. So that feels different. Bubba Jones is talking about Tibor Del Grosso. I'm pretty high on him. I look forward to seeing what he does in road cycling especially, not just CX. Because I think he beat Wout van Aert in... I don't know which cross it was, but maybe the day after Hofstade? The day after the Plage cross? Very talented man, that guy. Fetch water bottles, Ramos. Come on, man. You can do it. So, it's time for Kopetsky to cook people. $40 kilometers to go. Wait a second, there's a gap in the peloton. Because of the intermediate sprint, so it's not that big of a deal. It will close itself, I'm pretty sure. Turgles is closing it, Calzoni. That sounds like a folded pizza, but could be wrong. Let's get our boys a bit more to the front. I don't want to get caught behind any gaps in the next 34 kilometers. I can put Kopetsky in the wheel of Schwarzbacher. Alvarez with a +1, so he's going to be my third last man. Then Romeo ahead of that. And I guess we go for Tavares again because he's got a +1 anyway, so 68 flat stat today. These boys can sit up and go 65. We don't need to go 85 yet. Let's drop that down to 65. There's no breakaway anyway. Ay. I hope I'm healed from this sickness in the next couple of days. Okay, 16k to go. Gotta move up now. Probably should have moved up already, to be honest. 85 goes to 99 on everybody else. Everybody's going to try and sprint towards that intermediate sprint. I'm going to let them do that, but I'm going to take over after it. That's my goal. There we go. They're sprinting. That's okay. Let's keep on 85. Let's close them down, and let's be the first lead out to be properly made right now with 12 kilometers to go. And it's Jean Tavares. Rest of the squad is looking pretty fantastic. I will move up to 87. That's probably a mistake, but I want to. I want to keep this front position. All the rest of the team seem to be having like 1 or 2 riders, but they are moving up now with multiple riders. So Durbridge is coming for Mesgets, or Jelte Krijnsen is their main sprinter apparently with 72. That's odd. I swear Blake Quick was faster, but his other stats are probably worse. Let's go to 95. It's probably too early. I want to do it anyway. NHL on the next 2 riders. Welcome, Ceylon. How are you? Ceylon? Ruined your name. There we go, Romeo. 6 kilometers to go, perfection. Schwarzbacher with NHL. I'll do Kopetsky pretty soon as well. Perfect. Get ready. These guys are flying right now, but I'm going to wait a bit longer. Alvarez come out right now. Romeo out of the way. Alvarez will wait, will wait, will wait, will wait, will wait. Actually, we're looking fantastic. We're looking pretty fantastic. Pretty perfect right now. And Schwarzbacher can launch with 2 kilometers to go. Kopetsky in the wheel with a gap on the others, 1 kilometer to go. Small corner right there. There goes Kopetsky. Is a bit early, but the roundabout can save us. The roundabout can save us. There comes the Lee, and he comes around. The Lee's going to come around or not, or not, or not. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No. No, 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 no. Come on. We lost by a millimeter. By a bloody millimeter. Come on. Straight up robbed, I'm telling you. I want to see the photo finish of this. I need to see a photo finish. Okolo Slovenska's robbing me here. I saw it switch to the lead just before the line. Oh, heartbreaking. Actually heartbreaking. Oh. That hurts so much. Nearly choked on that victory. Devastating. Ay, 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 ay. That was so close. So incredibly close. Look at him. Look at him. Second place, Kopetsky. The least fastest sprinter, but I feel like our lead out was pretty perfect. We just had a little bit of energy lacking in the last kilometer, but hey, that's life, I guess. And the lead passes in GC as well. That's just like, he already stabbed us, but now he's twisting the knife inside us. Not that I cared about 12th place in GC, I'll be honest about that. So, Okolo Slovenska's done for. Let's skip a day. I'm sorry, but I'm not fucking doing the World Championships time trial. 34 kilometers with these guys. Quick sim. Remco Evenepoel. Sorry. Remco Evenepoel. That's the way to do it. With the rolling R. That's how you do it. We have... I don't think that Slovenska race is going to make any difference in terms of UCI points. We're still in 12th spot. There we go. We're also like 1,000 points behind Movistar, so we're not moving up to 11th either, that's for sure. But we're pretty much safe. Let's skip towards the UCI World Championships road race, shall we? Let's see what happens there. I think it's the real life parkour in Montreal. Could be wrong. It's getting really cold here, so I'm going to put my heating on. Otherwise, I'll actually die. There we go. By the way, I have to show you. So I mentioned it earlier this live stream. I spent the last 3 days while I was sick building a Lego set. A really cool Lord of the Rings Lego set I want to show you. I hope I can show you by just twisting my camera. Come on, move, camera, move. There we go. Look at that fucking thing. Look at it. How fucking awesome is that? Come on, chat. Hype it up. Hype up the Barad-dûr tower from Mordor in Lord of the Rings. Hype it up. I want to see W's in chat. Just for that. Anyway. That's what I wanted to show you. Get ourselves back in the screen. There we go. Okay, so. We've got Tour de Langkawi. Am I really going to write the Tour de Langkawi, chat? I don't think I am. I think this is Quicksim territory, I'm sorry. Markel Bolocki. Bro, like, who am I sending to this damn race? Jakob Ommerzel? He hasn't done much this year, so he might as well go. Unai Ramos. I guess I should take a sprinter. Let's do Leitao and make him happy that way or something. I don't know. I don't care, to be honest. I don't care. I will not take Lopez. There we go. I'll quick sim this sprint, though. Is that Harry Potter? Did I just see that in chat? That is vile. You should be like jailed for weeks. I'm telling you, that is just awful behavior. I might gently time you out. Put user in timeout for a minute. I'm sorry. Sorry, buddy. That is vile behavior. Turlankawi. Quick sim. I might do the mountain stage though to kind of just win GC. Makes sense, you know? But I want to do the World Championships right now. Favorites? Tadej Pogacar. I'm not sure I can beat Tadej Pogacar here, guys. My idea was that I would survive the parkour and go for Matthias Kopecki, but I feel like the climbs in the first half are a little bit harder than I expected. I'm going to try it anyway. I know I've got Matthias Vacek, but come on. You've got Matthias Kopecki, our man. Worst case, I'll go for Vacek and try to win it for Czech Republic. And also, next to that Barad-dûr Tower from Lord of the Rings, I also got myself, bought myself. Yes, I'm spending way too much money on Lego in the last week. Don't tell me. I know. I also bought the Rivendell set, so that's arriving tomorrow morning. If you want, I'll build it on a live stream. I don't care. If you want to see it, I might do it. I might generally do it. Kopecki with a +1. That's nice. That's 75 hill stat. Pridal can protect him. And Tomasz Kopecki, the brother of, can protect Vacek with a -1. Let's get ourselves in an okay position. Let's take a look at this parkour for a sec. So, lots of very steep hills that will be very difficult, but I want the most passive race here. If we can make this as passive as possible, then maybe that's okay. Then this in between segment before the last climb is doable. To be honest, if we survive the first 70% of the race, these climbs, then I think we're good with Kopecki. That's my goal. That's my only goal here. Because then we can simply try and get over that last climb and try and win the sprint or something. Anyway. SS Jonah in chat says there's nothing called spending too much money on Lego, only not enough. I'm not sure about that. I think their Lego sets are in general very overpriced in my opinion. But the thing is, like, I'm the kind of person that, like, I don't really spend money on much. So I felt like I owed myself something for Christmas. I'm coping, okay? I'm coping with the fact that I spend way too much money on that thing. Allow it. So, 3 riders in the breakaway in this World Championships. We've got Herzog, Bernal, and Marcellucci. We're on 2 minutes 30, and man is losing a bit of ground on the climbs, which is a bummer. I don't think it's going to work out for Matthias Kopecki. He's suffering already on the climbs. That was the second climb of the day. There's 7 more. Ugh. Ceylon says, get a sick haircut, my man. I do need a haircut, but I'm not sure I'm going to get a sick haircut. I might just go for the basic haircut I usually go for. Maybe I should do like a hot take at the start of the year, and if it happens, then I'll color my hair or something. I don't know. Some stupid streamer shit. I would look so weird with blonde hair, by the way. Draco Malfoy style. 4 climbs done. This one's doing a little bit better for Kopecki, so that's nice. The slower the tempo in the peloton, the better for us. I hope nothing explodes here. Z-Mars is cool, says, it's okay, I spent 300 euros on Legos too this Christmas. What do you buy, my friend? Come on. Tell me. What did you buy? Time for a pink buzz cut. I'm sorry, but that ain't happening. That is not happening. Imagine watching the Lantern Recycling podcast and seeing a dude with a pink buzz cut suddenly showing up. Legolas style. I'm not sure my hair is long enough to be called Legolas. So, we're into the 6th climb of the day, and Kopetsky's still holding on, but his yellow bar is deteriorating. Vodsek still looking pretty strong, which is a parkour that looks good for him, you know? Sergio in chat says, hello Benji, greetings from Poland. Hello, my friend. Hello, Poland. $100Ks to go. I'm not feeling good about Kopetsky on this one. I think his secondary stats are simply not good enough for his World Championships. Even though the parkour is water simplistic. Oh, the tempo's going up in the peloton. We've got who pacing? Gap is down to 3 minutes, and the pace is being set by Belgium. Tim Wellens for Remco Evenepoel. That's surprising. Usually he rides for Tadej Pogacar at World Championships. We saw that in Zurich. Pridal can get some water. Kopetsky needs to get to the front because otherwise we're not looking too good positioning-wise. If a gap opens up on the next climb, then I need to make sure I am in the front group. And there's actually a gap in the peloton as we speak. Pridal's trying to move up. Actually a nice yellow bike for Pridal. I assume he rides for Elkov. Next climb is incoming. Steep one as well towards the top. The Mont Royal. The Mont Royal climb in Montreal. That's fucking funny. Matthias Kopetsky in trouble on this climb. I need to move up in terms of energy. We gotta go 99, otherwise we're literally getting dropped. Bro, I'm literally getting dropped just going 99. Go, guys. Sprint to the top. Just sprint to the top. We're gonna need it. Get to the front on 96. Hello, Spada. How are you? Now I need to find a way to recover energy before we start the next climb, which is also a pretty steep one. So let's try and move up again to the position of Evenepoel. Steep start to this climb, so let's get ready. Kopetsky's almost out of yellow. That's ridiculous. There goes an attack by Max van der Meulen and Jonas Vingegaard. Thought it was a one-day race, so that's odd. Pogacar is pacing? For who? Who is Pogacar pacing for? For himself? What is happening? I don't know what's happening, actually. Is Roglic here somewhere? No. He is here. Are they going for Roglic? Oh my god. That's funny. That is so funny. Could still be going for Pogacar. He's now in a move. We've got Evenepoel, no Van Aert in that wheel, so bit of the opposite strategy that Belgium usually does. Just gonna sit in the group for now. Pridal can protect. I think we're gonna have to go for Vodsek, chat. What do you think, chat? Do we go for Vodsek or do we try and manage something with Kopetsky? I don't think his energy is allowing us to. I think it's Vodsek time. Yeah, Kopetsky can protect Vodsek. We shouldn't be on 95 maintain position. Let's do 75 and try and recover as much as possible in the wheel of these guys in the wheel of Skelmoser, maybe. So, 50 kilometers to go. Even the yellow bar on Vodsek is a bit treacherous. Lots of riders are trying to attack, but I can't do anything. I don't have the riders to close these riders down, so I'm just going to have to survive in this group and hope that all the attacks get caught on the flat here and then try and get over the top of the last climb with the front riders and try and out-sprint them, I guess. That's the idea, but it's going to be difficult to beat Tadej Pogacar and Evenepoel on this parkour. Especially when everybody's starting to attack. Look at it! They're all gone. Is that Boogie? No, Roglic with Pidcock. Van Aert, Evenepoel in this group. Peloton's right here closed by Mohoric for Pogacar now. Mohoric closing down Roglic, okay. Interesting. Get ourselves to the front. Still 20-ish kilometers to go to the final climb. The last thing we need is getting caught behind the split, so let's make sure we move up now on 85. Move up, move up, move up. Tomasz Kopecki is getting doubled. That's so silly. Oh, that's a gap, that's a gap, that's a gap. Come on, close that down, Piffy, close that down. Oh, come on, I was looking at the wrong rider. Someone needs to close that gap for me, please. There's an actual gap here. Come on, stay in the group, stay in the group. Someone's going to close it down. Someone has to. Budzinski? Yeah, Budzinski closed it down for Poland, and then... Oh, I'm so cooked. I am so cooked in this. Matthias Kopecki is done for, and I need to find a way to close that gap. I need Austria to close it for me. Can I make the bridge myself here? Is that dumb? Probably. But it's our only way of catching up, I think. If I have to pace it myself, I'm going to ruin so much of my yellow bar now. Ah, this is bad. Caught behind the split at the World Championships. That's devastating. Austria's not even pacing anymore. Austria! You've got no one in the peloton. I'm going to attack away. Bye. Have a great time. This is kind of sad, isn't it? Who's going to win? It's definitely not Czech Republic. Stefan Kung attacks at the foot of the climb. Tadej Pogacar in the wheel, but Filippo Ganna goes on the ride with Fabio Jan Christen. Van Aert van der Poel. Tempo drops again. Matthias Vacek is in Narnia. More attacks coming. Jan Christen once again. Van Aert in the wheel closing it down. We've got Louis Barret going on the right. Mathieu van der Poel in the wheel. Jan Christen as well, but there goes the attack by Matteo Jorgensen. Gregoire in the wheel. There goes Pogacar. Pogacar goes with Ganna and Archie Ryan in the wheel. Pogacar looks good at the moment, so... But Van Aert is still in the group and Van der Poel is as well. So Van der Poel should be the favorite. Let's pause and take a look. Jorgensen, Ganna, Gregoire, Pogacar, Ryan, Evenepoel, Pedersen. Pedersen's going to win this shit. Oh, it's going to be Pedersen, isn't it? Yeah. Pedersen has it. It's over. It's over, boys. It's over. Maybe Van der Poel, but probably Pedersen. Unless Vacek can magically come back. Maybe? Nope. Welp. Okay, then. Last 3 kilometers. There goes the attack of Pogacar and Pedersen in the wheel. So, Pedersen, buddy, you can't lose this. Pogacar is riding you to the World Championships victory. Aye, aye, aye. There he goes. Pedersen wins. Pogacar gifted it to him. Literally gifted it. Van der Poel third, and I don't want to talk about Czech Republic. I don't think we need to talk about them. I think I'm getting fired as their manager, to be honest. I think there's one more race I want to do in this episode, which is maybe the mountain stage of Langkawi. That would be fun. I'm saying episode in this live stream. And to be honest, I might live stream again tomorrow. Because I'd like to record the... I'd like to get through the rest of the season by tomorrow evening. So, don't care about the podium. Mes Pedersen is world champion. Vacek got 20th. Matthias Kopecki finished 98th. Well, that did not go very well. Towards new horizons. Andro Kamika leaves for Euskaltel Euskadi. Tavares joins AP Hotels Tavira. Goodbye, bros. I would say you were valuable for the team, but they both had some value, but Okamika might have won a couple of KOM things and maybe a stage in Season 1, so that was cool. I don't care about the flat sprints at Langkawi. Yuri Leitao clearly doesn't either. Anan Kapek in chat says, yes, you are. You're fired. You disappointed my nation. Okay, I'm sorry, bro. What a mountain stage. Kampung Raja, Brinchang. Who's the favorite? Steph Kras. Can we beat them? That is the question. It's a long climb, man. It's a really long climb. What's Omerzel's form like? Well, this is bugged, that's for sure. 89% fitness, almost in a fitness peak. Imagine if he was in a fitness peak at the Tour de Langkawi. I think he's in a fitness peak for Lombardin. No, he's not. I don't know what he's doing then. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go. We've got pretty strong riders here, so it's not impossible for us to win this. I'm going to ride this. Why not? Will probably be my last race this episode, so we'll probably quick sim the rest of Langkawi then. But should still be fun, you know? Oh. Whew. Mamma mia. Steph Kras with 77 mountain stat is the favorite, but I feel like should not be impossible for Omerzel to beat him. F5. There we go. Leitao with a +2 on a mountain stage. Thank you very much, brother. Omerzel with a -1. That is a bummer. That's actually quite sad. Lopez with 75 mountain. Almost as good, if not better, than Omerzel. Secondaries are worse, though. Then again, -1 stamina, -1 resistance. That's a real bummer. Ramos with 76 mountain stat. Ooh la la. I will also protect him then. Because his secondaries are not terrible. And 76 mountain could be co-leader. I don't think I'll go in the breakaway. I said that before in this episode. And then I gave the breakaway 18 minutes. But we are not the favorite here. And we're not the leader in GC either. So we should not be the ones who are responsible for catching the breakaway. So we've got a 38-kilometer climb. It's only 3.5%, so that's still very hard. That's crazy. And then afterwards, we've got a smaller climb, which is 8.6 kilometers. So also pretty long, actually. First spot is the hardest of that small climb. Then a false flat downhill to the finish. So we got to make sure we're not completely empty at the top of that. The question is, can we win GC here? I don't know what to expect. I'm also not sure I care too much, but I don't know, I actually do care. I want to win GC here. Tour de Langkawi is a fun race to play on PCM. Sergio in chat asks, you think Poland have some good future cyclists? You've got Jakowiak, right? Am I inventing that? I swear he is Polish. How do I spell this name? Jan Michal Jakowiak, 18 years old. Polish rider on the Bahrain Dev team. He's talented. So that is a Polish rider you can look up to. He got third at the Junior World Championships last year. Well, this year technically. Fifth at Giro della Lunigiana. Lunigiana. Holy, my Italian's horrible today. As if it's ever any good. Third at Junior Tour of Flanders. Fifth at Junior Roubaix. But you got to keep in mind that Junior Roubaix and Junior Tour of Flanders are not exactly fully representative of the real life elite versions of those races. A bit Mickey Mouse races compared, but it still shows talent. Finch, get the water to the front. The rest of my riders are dying. Come on, buddy. You had one job. Break has a minute 44. Finch, come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, Tillin. Get it done. To the back of the net, my friend. Come on. Move up. There we go. Omerzel has water. Leitao, don't really care too much about that one, but it's a long climb, so I don't want to spend too much energy either. So I'm going to try and micromanage this climb by micromanaging the effort cursor. This is 70 from the bottom. Tempo is very low in the peloton, so I don't mind that at all. Or should I set some tempo? Ooh. I might do that with Leitao. Beloki can then protect Omerzel instead. Leitao can pace 85, catch the breakaway. It's not like Leitao climbing on 85 is that fast, you know? Can we do 69 or is that too low? Let's do 70. 71. Try to spend the least amount of energy while still remaining in a solid in the draft position. Because it is a shallow climb in terms of gradient, 3.5% average. So draft is important. We can't afford to drop off the back of the group. There we go. Leitao is doing a fantastic job. Let's keep pushing. Fantastic. Honestly. Omerzel and Ramos gotta move up a little bit. Let's do 73. Peloton still 100 people somehow. Crazy shit. '73 is fine. One rider off the back is Kim. Poor guy. Anyone else in trouble? Yes. Huang Song Simon Pelot. Kim off the back as well. Another Kim. All the Kims have terrible form today. Leitao almost done for, so Finch can take over. I will be going for Omerzel. He looks to be in better shape in terms of yellow bar. It's a slight difference, but it matters. So Finch can go to the front and do some pacing as well on 85. This way I can also focus on one rider instead of two. 71. Leitao almost done for. Perfect teamwork, perfect teamwork. We're trying to put some pressure on the peloton here. Probably not hurting Steph Kras in any way though, so that's the downside. Leitao's done for completely, so drop off the back, buddy. Your day is done. Dylan Finch is also almost done for, so should I already start going with Beloki or is that overkill? I am considering it, to be honest. Then I can use Lopez to protect. That is early. Ugh. I need to follow up. I need to do something, so I think I need to pace with Beloki on maybe 75 now. And I want to move a little bit more to the front on 72. Is that an attack? That's pacing. So Kerkgaard and Jimeno are starting to pace, which means that Beloki being up here is a bit of a waste. He can now protect Omerzel again, I guess. We've got about 11 kilometers to go on this climb. Robedont right there. Not Robedont. What am I saying? Is it Robedont? Am I insane? 74. Maintain position. Want to move up a little bit towards the top here. 78 people still in the group. Just stay on 75 is good. We're not getting dropped in anyway. Omerzel is looking good. Let's do 77. It's a bit of a bummer. Actually, it's one stat difference between mountain stat and medium mountain with him, so it doesn't really matter here. Stay on 75. 4.8k towards the top. Looking good. We're going to get 4 riders over the top pretty easily. Maybe Veloki gets in trouble for the top. 80 just in case. 75 again. Tempo dies. Van Beckham at the front. His tempo won't be too bad. He's a solid climber. Veloki uses energy gel to try and get over the top of the climb. That's late to use it though. We are perfectly in the wheel here. 40 people in the peloton. Maybe a slight bit less energy than I expected to have at this point. But I'd like to assume that everybody's in that position here. Over the top. And now sit up on maintain position. 41 people. It's not downhill though. Gotta try and recover as much as possible in that small downhill. I'm gonna need it. Veloki. So we've got 20 kilometers to go towards the top of the next climb, which means it's about an 8.5 kilometer climb. I'm trying to spend as little energy as possible while still staying in this group, you know? Ah, they are pushing on every uphill though. That's the bummer. There we go. Trying to recover on every downhill. They keep on pacing with Quinn Simmons. No, Colby Simmons. Wrong team. 73. No attacks on this climb, which is okay. 41 people in the group and they're sitting up. So let's try and recover as much as possible of my yellow bar. There goes someone. That's an attack by Yang. 71 mountain, so I'm not scared. Now into the downhill we go. So 30 maintain position. Is that a risk? Maybe, but I'll do it anyway. Can I get water with Veloki? I'll switch to Omerzel protected by Lopez for a second here. It's not the steepest descent, so I can't go 30. 35 is fine. We're going to be almost full yellow, so that's fantastic. Veloki's getting water as well, but he's getting dropped a little bit. Come on, boy. Close the gap. Someone off the front. Who is that? Jon Aguirre. Rembe boy. There we go. 85 again. Veloki, bro. You had one drop. Not drop in the descent. Such a waste of energy, man. Like, we shouldn't need him on the climb, but still. It is a waste of energy. I gotta move up, though. Oh, we're gonna be full yellow. That's nice. That's really nice. It's also an 8 kilometer climb, so I can simply move up to the front right now, and Veloki needs to get the water to the front still, so that's kind of sad. 25 seconds for Jon Aguirre. There we go, 81. What's the finish like? It's basically this climb and it's done, so I'll go 80, 82-ish, something like that. Veloki's still trying to get water to everybody. 85, come on, Omerzel, this is your day. Should I attack with Ramos instead? I think I might. Can I move to the right of the road? Come on, buddy. Try and bridge to the front. Try and bridge to the front. On the next rolly section, maybe? Who's going? Is that an attack by De La Calle? No, it's not. Wait a sec. Where's Lopez? Lopez, what the fuck? What happened? You're half yellow. Why are you dropping? I guess I'm not attacking with Ramos. We just lost our second best rider. Third best rider. I gotta push though. I gotta do something with Omerzel. Should have attacked on the flat part there. Regret not doing that if I'm really honest. Maybe attack towards the top. Is that stupid? 34 people in the group. Omerzel does not have a sprint. I should have attacked on the climb. This is stupid. 90, Ramos over the top. Do I have a downhill stat? I do, but these guys are just going to control. Cavia's in the wheel, and he's got a sprint. Is there an uphill segment where I can attack? There are two small ones. Energy gel. Eddie, you say you didn't pay attention, need more tempo. He was protecting Omnizel. He shouldn't need more tempo. He should be protecting Omnizel. But he switched to maintain position for some reason, and I couldn't tell you why. Automatically. We gotta try it. We have to try it. Maybe from the Wheel of Kavia? Is that an option? That's an attack by Bjorn Kurt. Let's get to his wheel. Let's get to Ulysses' wheel instead. Lose as much red bar, as little red bar as possible. Kavia's doing something on the left. Steph Cross on the right. We've got Kovali now on the right side of the road. Let's follow his wheel. He keeps on going. Velasco on the right. We got to get to that wheel. We got to get to that wheel. We've got in the wheel of that Colby Simmons. Is it downhill from here? Should I just go? I might generally just go. Come on, boys. Both of you. All out, boys. All out. Come on, Omnizel. 1.7. Come on, boys. Come on. 1.3. Sprint, boy. Sprint. We're so slow. We are so incredibly slow. Downside. Oh, yeah, because Beloki took over protecting Omnizel after bringing water bottles, so he automatically switched back, so Lopez automatically switched back to... Oh, that's such a stupid side effect. Ay. That's a bummer. I should have done something on the climb itself. Because now we're literally just 4th in GC, I think. It's just a bit devastating, if I'm honest. 0 bonus seconds. Lots of riders that are still trying to finish. There we go. That's the last boy. That's Kim. Juaristi withdrew. This means that in GC we are now... Wait a second. I assume we're on 14 seconds, but we're not even in the top 10. What happened? He's 11th. Why are you 11th? Explain that to me, Jakob. What you been doing in these first 2 stages? Chilling at the back of the peloton, bro. Oh, I just clicked. Hello, Bilny. Welcome to the live stream. I do fear that you've arrived at the live stream towards the end of it. Because we're not going to be playing too much longer. Crystal in chat says, hey, Benji, just want to say I love your content. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, my friend. Also, greetings to Patrick. I'll do that. I just said that the most Belgian way ever. Patrick, I mean. Anyway, that was not the most amazing outcome. But hey, we won 2 stages this live stream. So, okay, I can't flex with 2 stage wins when I'm talking about the Tour of Slovakia. I'm not racing this. I'm sorry. I'm not racing a versatile sprint with Jure Leitao. Cole Kessler is the winner of the stage with 66 sprint. Huh? What happened? Omnizel lost 8 positions in GC. I look away 1 second from this man. Devastating. ITT World Championship, European Championships, don't care. Tadej Pogacar is the winner of that. I'm happy for him. Next up is European Road Championships. Markel Belocchi, flat sprint, skip. I'm not too enticed by the Tour de Langkawi. I just wanted to win GC, which we failed to do. By the way, we've got like minus 70,000 in our bank account here. That's quite devastating. I just noticed. Also, we just dropped in the UCI World Tour ranking. What happened? We're still safe, but holy. Groupama FDG passed us by like 800 points. What did they do? What happened? Oh. Gregoire at the World Championships got 5th, and as a consequence, got loads of UCI points. And also on top of that, Stefan Kung Got 7th, 6th, and 6th. Holy. This man's a UCI points guru or something. I hope this cold I have is over in a couple of days because I hate being sick. Then again, I think that counts for everybody. Michael Zeilhard wins the sprint. Lots of riders complaining that they're not riding. Then Ivan Romeo complaining that he's got too many races on the schedule. Whoopsie. Next up we have... skip. Zeilhard once again. 12th for Yuri Leitao. Can't even top 10 a Malaysia stage. Come on. What is happening here? So, we've got an email towards New Horizons. Dylan Fincht is joining Bahrain victorious. Okay. I can't even blame him. Like, I ended his contract. I didn't, like, extend him, but that's a really good transfer for him. That's crazy. All these riders are interested in joining our team, but I'm sorry. We are kind of full, and I'm broke. Candidates who've entered a valid dossier for the organization of 2021 World Championships have been announced by the governing body. Innsbruck in Austria, and then an Albanian flag, but it says Budapest in Hungary, and then another Albanian flag, and it says Bergen, Norway. I think that's a bug. And the World Champs 2030 will be held in Valkenburg, so Kauberg. Safe in chat says, do you do your entire team schedule in the planner? That's actually my favorite part of the game when we started the season. I do. And I might do it on a live stream. I'm not sure I will. It depends on how much time I can find in my day to do so. But Season 3 is coming pretty soon. So I'd like to kickstart Season 3 on the 3rd of January. Maybe that's my aim, but we'll see if that happens. How is Filippo Ganna the favorite? It's basically GP Plouay parkour. This is a versatile sprint, no? Like, I think I'll try to win this with Matthias Kopecky. This will be our last race of today. I'm not overly hopeful in a result here, but I think it should still be fun. Let's take a look here. Czech Republic, I will make you proud, unlike the World Championships. Let's get ourselves in an okay position on 80 effort cursor. It's not the hottest parkour, so it is a versatile sprint. It should fit Kopecky. Vatsik is better stats-wise, but nobody of you saw that. So instead of pretending that's the case, we're going to go for Matthias Kopecky because he's part of our team. And obviously, I'm going to take a Siroko rider over competition every day of the week. Yo, FU to the N. Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. Whatever that means. Merry New Year. Pavel Bittner has 73 hill stats, 77 sprint. It's not completely without a chance, but I'm sorry, you're part of our lead out today. Because we're going for Matthias Kopecky. Imagine if we can get a Sirocco rider in the European Champs jersey. That would be pretty funny. So Chad, how are you feeling about our Sirocco career so far? Because we're now towards the end of the second season. We've got some pretty cool transfers incoming. We survived our first year in World Tour. It was pretty tumultuous, if that's a word. As in the first season we had a few moments where, let's be honest about it, the game kind of gifted us World Tour by having bugs in the difficulty settings. Like we won 6 Vuelta stage or something in season 1. Which is crazy. But After that, we had to basically survive again within World Tour in the second season, and we managed to survive in a much harder competition for that World Tour position. And I think the third season will be really fun. So I'd like to continue that storyline. I know that the hype is not as high as Rembe last year. Maybe even for myself. But I am still really enjoying it. And I think it can be just as interesting by the end of the series. Can't wait to see my boy Finn. Yeah, that's for sure. I met him a couple of weeks ago at Ruler Live, which is like a cycling bike festival thing. It's how I classified it, with like all pro cycling brands being there, and people can come there, and pro riders come there who are ambassadors for the brands, etc. And Lorenzo Finn was there together with his agent. His agent, Jamie Barlow, sorry. Really nice guy. And Lorenzo Finn, it's always funny because of the podcast, I never know where I stand with riders. So, for example, Geraint Thomas, not a fan of me because, let's be honest about it, we're very honest about riders, and he's from that generation of riders that doesn't seem to appreciate people that came from outside of the sport having an honest opinion about the sport. A funny anecdote is that at the Tour Down Under in January, I was walking around with someone working for another media platform, a traditional media platform, and she wanted to get an interview with Geraint Thomas, so we were walking up to Geraint Thomas, and I had to walk away from the situation, seemingly, for him to give the interview to her. Which was a really funny anecdote in hindsight. Maybe he didn't mean it that way, but it came across that way. So that was a funny story. But then Lorenzo Finn is from like a generation that watches and majority enjoys podcasts like LRCP, and that's an odd dynamic because it feels like I'm a fan of Lorenzo Finn, and then he comes up to me and he's like, I'm a fan of your podcast, and it's a really, really wholesome conversation. Just a clever guy. I'm not saying that because he listens to the podcast. I'm saying that because he looks and sounds like a clever guy. Anyway, 60 kilometers to go. Still looks pretty good, but Kopecki's losing a bit of yellow bar, so I'm not enjoying that aspect of this. Pavel Bittner punctured, so that's sad, but he's still in the peloton. So he should be able to get back to the front of the peloton. $55 kilometers to go. Let's get our boys to the front. Come on, Bittner. Move up, move up, move up. Kopecky is still looking okay, but his yellow bar is still spend a little bit. Dieter Bellemans asks, Benji, your role within the cycling team as a combo sports psychologist and strategist, 40 to 60%, is it feasible or not in your opinion? I personally, I'm not sure that the top teams would be looking at a combination of the two, because they would expect one of those two roles to already take up a full-time job. But having a combination of that skill necessary for sports psychology and strategist can be valuable for a team that is trying to prevent spending too much money, if you know what I mean. Like a team that maybe can't afford getting a specific staff member just for strategy or a specific staff member just for sports psychology. Then again, if I'm really honest, I think sports psychologists in an ideal world are always externally a third party outside of the team. I know teams might not like that, but at the end of the day, I think that makes for a much better handling of the psychology situation of the rider. Because let's say the team is a reason for that psychology issue at that time, then it's a bit difficult if you're needed to vent to a person that works for the team that is causing you mental stress or something. Just thinking of a situation. Geo UK asks, do you get any injuries in this? Yes, but yeah, your riders can crash at any moment and can get injured. Knock on wood. Let's hope that does not happen. 30 kilometers to go. Yellow bar on Kopetsky is not looking good. I'm not enjoying that. The doc in chat asks, how hard do you think it is to get a job into the cycling world, starting as a fan or sports science guy? I think it's pretty hard. As in, I think the way it currently happens is that, let's say you're a mechanic, hypothetically. You will probably start off by being a volunteer for smaller local teams. And then if someone is a fan of you or a rider that you helped during your years as a volunteer wants you to work with him higher up, that seems to be the way to get in that way. Or knowing people, networking. But outside of that, it's hard. For example, I worked in the sport of cycling for Jumbo-Visma in 2022 as a race strategist for the Tour de France and the Classics. I got that job because of what I do on YouTube. Because of what Patrick and I did on the Lantern Rouge Cycling podcast is how we got into the cycling world. But it's not that easy to start a, well, to be clear, I don't want to make it out as if I've got the hardest job in the world. I do not, to be clear. But I also needed like like my channel is almost 10 years old. It's been 10 years since my first video on this YouTube channel, and that was not my first YouTube channel. So it took like 7 years of not uploading, 7 years of uploading random shit to get to a point where I had a position on a cycling podcast and a position where people watch my videos like you and are enjoying it. So this was a hobby back in the day, you know? It's come to the point where people watch it, and as a consequence of that, I had the platform to try and show my skills to people, and that's how Visma got interested. That's a hard to copy strategy because it requires building an online platform in X amount of time. 15 kilometers to go. All the attackers are getting caught. I think I have to go for Wozek again because Kopetsky's looking so shit. His yellow bar is completely empty. Devastating. I will need to move up with Wozek into a wheel of someone that's relevant. Maybe Jasper Philipsen. Marco Vogelsang in chat asked, will you also do a preview for the pro teams that have an automatic wildcard? Tudor Q46.5 and Cofidis? If you want, I might do that on my channel if we don't do it on the podcast. Because there's a realistic chance that we don't do it on the podcast. So I'm down to do it on this channel instead. Because I don't think we're doing it on the podcast. Pogacar, Hagenes, Van der Poel and Ganna off the front. Trying to use Belgium to close that down. Probably should have joined that attack actually. But hey, we can't do much about it now. We can follow the move of Evenepoel, technically. I'm going to try and get into the wheel of Remco with Wozek. Matthias is done for anyway. And Ejegel on... Well, they're both called Matthias. 17 seconds is the gap. I need a Belgian man to help me out here. In the wheel of Remco, we're catching them. We're catching them. That's good. There goes Kilik on the right. Going to try and follow that move. There we go. 3 kilometers to go. We've got uphill sprint right now. We have Meus and Soyberg Pedersen in the wheel. I think we're cooked, guys. We spent so much money chasing down Kilich. So much money, so much time, energy, anything. Let's go. Okay, they're all in my wheel. I'm going to go anyway. There we go. Evenepoel in the wheel. Evenepoel versus Wozek. It is flat. I'm out of energy. Ah, come on. I tried, okay. I tried. Ay. Top 10 it is, I guess. Top 10 it is. Matthew Brennan is European champion ahead of his teammate Olaf Koy. That's interesting, I guess. How was it to work for Visma? It was pretty enjoyable, I guess. I like to sketch very I don't want to go into it too much on this live stream again, but just in short, we Patrick and I ended up starting there in 2022. I only did it for a year because I didn't really enjoy it that much to stay there for X amount of years. The goal was to win the Tour de France and to win classics. So it was prepping race strategy, having meetings with the management, Banen Zeeman, Grisha Nierman, etc. Talking through all kinds of tactical situations. Wait a second. So what we're doing here. Right, there we go. Matthew Brennan. Okay. Also data analysis and so forth, but yeah, there are lots of shit happened. But I can't go into it too much. I'm pretty sure I signed an NDA, so I can't disclose too much, even though I've done quite a bit already. Okay, anyway. Are you gonna do a draft on the podcast at some point? I'd like to, but it's actually a lot of work. So as in to set it up, and we haven't found a way to do it in a nice fashion. So I'm not sure when or how that's gonna happen. But that's the end of today's live. English, Benji, English. Whew. So that is the end of today's live stream. We got into the start of October. We've got a couple more races to come. We've got Lombardia and Guangxi. I think I will... Should I ride Lombardia? I'm sorry, but I don't care. My riders are dead. They're on their deathbed, guys. I genuinely think I might not live stream Lombardia and Guangxi. Just skip that. And then go over and start the next video, the recording of it, as my next Siroko adventure, and then have that uploaded at the start of January. That's the idea. But I'm looking forward to it because Season 3 should be really fun. But as always, thank you for watching. I want to stream more. I will stream more, especially in 2026. I kind of want to start a clean sheet at the start of the year. And I'll be working on that in the next 2 days to try and plan everything out and to see whether I can at least stream once a week, maybe 2-3 times. 2-3 times is probably very naive, but I'll try my best. But we might as well quick sim it, right? If I'm not gonna ride it, we might as well skip Lombardia and see who wins it, right? I think that should be fun. Sorry for the fake out. Like, Romeo is signed up, I'm pretty sure, to Lombardia, but actually he's not. Tercero Pericas Omerzel, sorry, but we're not competing with those guys. But hey, we got some victories. We got 2 extra wins today, so that's nice. So, favorite is going to be Pog. Yes, winner is Tadej Pogacar. Wow, what a surprise. Remco Evenepoel in second, Philly's goal in third. A lot of the sense for that to happen. And do I care about Guangxi? I'm not sure I do, to be honest. But I'm afraid I'm going to be ending the episode, the live stream here. As always, thank you for watching. Tomorrow I'm going to head into a recording state. I'm going to try and record the next Siroko. Going to try and start editing the Turbocross video, which I'd like to release this year still. There's going to be a fast edit for that to happen, but I think it's possible. And that's it. I hope 2026 will be a fantastic year for all of you. And I hope to make it the best year for this channel to date. I really want to step it up. I always say that. This year I feel like content-wise, I managed to do so a little bit. Rembe last year was really good though, so it's hard to beat. But I'm hoping to make 2026 a fun season. So, as always, thanks for watching. And I guess I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.